Good morning on a Tuesday. Good morning, everybody, especially on a happy Tuesday morning. So apparently, I'm just like saying, I just noticed, this half moon that just suddenly appeared earlier, basically surrounded by these clouds. Covered up by these clouds, to be more precise. So I had to wait for a few minutes, and voila, here it is. Apparently, I'm actually doing all right. This nasty phlegm, of course, and this nasty mucus, of course, has just been creeping up on me. Like what? Especially around this time of day. So to be honest with you, it's really hard for me even just to relax. This isn't normal. Well, I wouldn't say normal, but this just doesn't feel right even to me. I'm just hoping, I can fully feel, entirely, maybe about 210% much better without this nasty phlegm around. Sorry, I shouldn't bring that up, but still, it had to be brutally honest. But in the meantime, I'm just doing all right. I can breathe a lot more easier. So I'm just clearing my throat. So anyways, I'm doing A-okay though. How's everybody else? So, how are y'all actually doing? Especially around this lovely night here at the side of this half moon, huh? So the clouds are just basically, they're just moving around, around towards the left. Anyways, yesterday I just suddenly noticed on my phone. Yesterday I was just watching, YouTube, and then I was checking out the news, of course, on my phone. Something about this gunshot incident that took place, over at the AMC Theater at Clinton Township. It's kind of, to be honest with you, really, this is really shocking. Because, last year when I was over at the AMC Theater, there was, however, I had my own suspicions, of course, that there was something not right about what was going on inside. I'm talking about, last year when I went to the AMC Theater to watch this movie, Kidnap, and then The Dark Tower, which was around since, one on my birthday, and then the other, of course, ever since, around mid-August. I think it was the 15th, of course, back around in 2017. But anyways, like I said, but at the AMC Theater, inside, there was, I had my own suspicions that there was, lack of security. Let's see, where were, maybe, a couple of, security guards or police officers? What about metal detectors, to be exact? And besides, after that massacre theater shooting, of course, which took place back around, over in Colorado, the day of the Dark Knight Rises, when some jerk off, however, some dude was trying to pose as the Joker. It's just nuts. I can't believe, of course, that a 22-year-old man, of course, just simply had just got into a dispute with, no, let me see, with a 24-year-old dude, of course, who was just talking to his girl. All of this over just one little dispute, fighting over a girl, no, a woman, and then next thing before you know, this whole gunshot mess, of course, just suddenly just happened. As for the 24-year-old man who was shot, of course, well, I'm just glad to hear, he's just doing A-okay, though. Just praying to make sure, he's just making out of this all right. That's all. But still, something about the news, of course, I hear about, this gunman, of course, who was then arrested at the AMC Theater, who was just released. That's kind of a bad idea. He really should be, be kept in custody instead of released. That's just getting dangerous, especially here in the real world. Trust me, if you really think, Detroit is dangerous, try everywhere all around the world. Even in Clinton Township, it's not exactly even safe anymore. Or maybe even the whole world, maybe even LA. But anyways, I just had to like say, just came to talk about that though. Just being honest. So, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's right. I was also going to talk about, Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, it's really amazing that Vegeta, however, was like say, able to fully beat, was able to defeat, Toppo, like this god of destruction candidate, Universe 11. But there's something else that really kind of surprises me completely, though. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. I knew I knew that Jiren, one of the Pride Troopers, Jiren, that guy, however, he is such a total prick. He thinks he's perfect, thinks he's like, say, the strongest of them all, especially in Universe 11. But unfortunately, like I said, as a Pride Trooper, that arrogance is bound to be his biggest downfall. And he's no different than any of the other characters, whether original or new or even brand new. No one's really that perfect, but like I said, even in Dragon Ball Super, like I said before, Jiren's about to lose big time. Since Vegeta, however, since Vegeta apparently, like say, went all out, of course, ascending a new power beyond, Super Saiyan Blue. And since he actually, like say, used up all of his power, since he could barely even stand, let me see. I seriously doubt even Android 17, of course, could stand a chance even against Jiren. So now it's up to Goku. To fully defeat, Jiren. And speaking about Frieza, on the other hand, he's very much alive and well. Ever since he was beaten by Toppo, Frieza, however, on the other hand, hasn't necessarily, fallen out of the Tournament of Power. So he's very much alive. And something tells me, even right after Jiren is defeated, something tells me Frieza definitely has one huge larger scheme and planned. My guess is, of course, that Frieza is basically using, Goku, Vegeta, or Android 17 just to finish off Jiren. All of this so he can get his hands on the Super Dragon Balls. But his true goal is to fully overthrow, all of the other gods of destruction. And possibly maybe those two little Xeno character dudes. The ones who can be able to fully erase, any other planet or anything else even in and out of existence. That must be Frieza's truest intentions after all, especially in an anime, Dragon Ball Super. Plus I also heard they'll be plus I know they'll be making okay, my bad. But anyways, plus I also do know they'll be making a new Dragon Ball movie which will focus on the origins of Goku's power, origin of the Saiyans, and possibly and not to mention the powers of this Super Saiyan God as well. I'd say they'll be working on this movie especially around this year in 2018. One thing I do know for certain, Jiren is so going down. I can't wait. Well, it looks like the skies have fully cleared. So, this is one beautiful half moon, a sight to behold. Isn't she beautiful? I know she is. This half moon is so beautiful. Yeah, the weather is basically chilly as usual. So I'm gonna quickly close this window when I get a chance after I'm finished video recording this. So I just noticed, there's a star, especially in the center. Since y'all can't see it, but I can. But in the meantime, I love y'all. Y'all be good. Be safe and sound out there. Plus, I also heard, the AMC Theater is also, being temporarily closed since yesterday. But in the meantime, I love y'all. Y'all be safe and sound out there. For real this time. Take care. Peace, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. This half moon is so beautiful, it's a good thing, well, the skies have cleared, though. Even though this half moon is basically, even though these clouds are just, moving around slowly just towards the left. That's what they're really just doing at this very moment. Okay, here I go. Yeah, that's just a car alarm, of course, basically outside, of course, only from a distance from here.